Hello, welcome to Assist Legal. This is Sicely. I am the host of this YouTube channel designed specially for legal support staff, paralegals, legal secretaries, legal assistants, legal office admins, and so on. I know it's been a few weeks. Things have been really busy. I'm sure you understand if you're out there. Now I've given you guys the intro, so now it's time to get down to the nitty gritty. So let's talk about chemistry. Now, when you're working with other attorneys, management, legal office management, chemistry is important. They may say it doesn't matter, but I have seen it hands-on. I like it when attorneys are acknowledge, when they acknowledge their secretaries, and their families. Hey, how's your family doing? Yeah, my daughter's having surgery next week. Are you guys coming over to our barbecue? Things like that. And it's great. That means there's chemistry there. There's an agreement, and the workloads are mutual. The work product is mutual, and what's being put out and distributed. So, and secretaries like that last a really long time. I've seen it, and it's really nice. You can tell when there's not chemistry. They don't want to talk to you. Your legal management, they don't want to talk to you. Everything is email. They don't respond to your voicemails. If they're out, don't respond to your emails. Don't really say anything. Don't ask you how you are. Some are very closed off. You're just there as a, what do you call that? You just kind of feel like a computer. They just shove work at you, and it's 9 to 5, 8:30 to 4:30, and get out. The work is done or it's not done. There's no, hey, are you okay? I'm going out to grab a bite. Do you want me to bring you something back? Stuff like that. That consideration. Boy, oh boy, have I seen some nightmares. But it's a good thing. I mean, you don't have it at every office, and that's understandable because there's no perfect office. And sometimes you need to break in. You need to break yourself in. So if you're new to an office, it's not one-sided. They don't know you. You don't know them. You may have a friend there that knows you, that brought you on board, or may not. You're new to the crowd. They need to learn your work ethic. They need to learn your character, and vice versa. So you either blend well or you don't. We all have our own idiosyncrasies, things that the things the way we do things that we like, things that are acceptable, things that are not acceptable. And just make it known. I mean, open communication is important, even if it makes you nervous, because if you don't say anything, you might have to be the one to initiate. If you're stuck with a boss that's not very verbal, doesn't communicate well, they may be very absorbed into their meetings, into their cases, into their workload, but at the same time, it needs to be mutual. And as I said before in a previous video, that if there is no chemistry, if it's not working, then one of the other options is to do a switch. Switch to a different lawyer and see if that works, rather than just kicking somebody out, if you have that option there. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's just not the right area of law. Sometimes it's not the right office. You really have to feel your way around in the profession to see what really works. And you can really get a sense. You can just get a feeling in the pit of your stomach if it's going to work out or not. It's not rocket science. Because when things start to fall apart, it's like night and day, like a complete 180-degree turn. Everything is wrong. Things are blowing up. You're getting little nasty emails. Communication is cut off. Forget trying to take any kind of vacation time and getting it approved. You're trying to take any kind of time off, you're under suspicion. What's going on? You don't want to be here. They start putting words in your mouth, things that you're not even thinking, things that you're not even saying. So if you're dealing with that kind of drama, it's time to move on. Don't stay in that environment because it does affect work performance. Which also, I'd like to bring up that if you do have the right kind of chemistry with your bosses, with your attorneys, it does show in your work performance because there's no shyness in telling you that you've done a great job. Like, thanks for that. We did it. We worked on it together. We managed to settle this case. We managed to get this dismissed. So it's a wonderful feeling to really feel like you're a part of the team, and that is important. I wish more attorneys were aware of that, and more legal office administrators were more aware of that. So there needs to be effort on both ends. So one thing too you don't want to fall into is being tolerated. Um, with all the schooling and training that we go through and getting the degrees and the certifications, who wants to wake up and go to a 9 to 5 job, or 8:30 to 4:30, or 8:30 to 5, and be tolerated? And when I say tolerated, there's a little edgy attitude, like, oh, okay, I really have to put up with this person. That's not worth it. And situations like that can affect your work performance. And you don't have to cop an attitude back. Just keep it moving and find something that does fit and that does agree with you. So it's okay, even if you're there for a month or a few weeks. It's your life, it's your career, so it's completely up to you. So don't feel bad about that. As I said before, once they're ready to kick you out of there, they're not going to be thinking about, oh, we don't want to hurt her feelings or whatever. They want you out of there. So whether they give you a 2 weeks notice, this is the end of the road, or they call you into the conference room at 4:30 to tell you that it's over. So you have to do what's best for you, because at the end of the day, you were the one that made the decision to take on that job. You could have said no, but you said yes in the hopes that it would work out. So with that said, I'm going to try to keep this short. It's you really want to find a good fit, the right fit for you. And as I said before, this profession is not for everyone. The older you get, the more you get into this profession, legal, it gets more stressful, but you learn to navigate through difficult personalities. You learn to strategize your workload. You learn how to be more organized. You see what didn't work before. What worked at one office may not be what works at the next office. And one of the things I have noticed is once I leave one office and I move on to the next one, the very things that I worked on, or even if I learned new from the other job, is the very thing that helps at the current job. So that's something how that all works and comes together. It's almost like a puzzle. I don't know if any of you noticed that, but I have. And it works out pretty good. So don't settle. Think about what your target is. Don't just get up and go to work and get a paycheck. There's got to be more to life than this, and that's your job to figure out what that is. There's data out there that shows that those who graduated from high school, those who graduated from college, who wrote down their goals, they find themselves more successful and more stable in their career. So what do you have written down? It may be, even if it's outside the legal field, go ahead and write it down, research it, find out, count the pros and cons, and don't be afraid. And understand too that you're not going to be able to do it by yourself. So you're going to need some help to get you there. Some good sound counsel The Bible says that plans fail due to a lack of counsel. So you need some good counsel, people that mean you well, people that are already there, that's already in their destiny, already in their profession, and they're doing really well. Those are the people you want to connect with. There was one girl, the place where I work now. There's one girl. She was interested in going to law school, and she was only there for about a month. And I told her to try to network with other law students and attorneys. And one of the good things to do, sometimes there are these annual events that your local state bar has, like the State Bar Association for Attorneys, whether you're in California, Michigan, New York, Atlanta, the state bar associations for your state. Find out what annual events they have and be a host, or sign up and be one of the attendees and network and ask questions. If they give you a hard time about being a part of the event, oh, this is just for lawyers and law students, tell them that you're a future student and you would like to network, and they might offer you a discount. They might even offer you a little job there so you can network. Would you like to cater? Would you like to host? Would you like to be a usher at the door? Go ahead and sign up. It's a great way to network. And then you can get some business cards. You can drop some names if you need references. Who knows who you might connect with? I mean, do yourself a favor. These things aren't just going to fall on your lap. That is up to you to get out there and get your questions asked. Find out, who you can trust and who you can't, and who has the information that you need so you can take the next step. Somebody does. So don't be quiet when it comes to things like that. And it'll really help you out. So in short, just think about where you are headed. You don't have to be anywhere where you're being tolerated. It's not worth it. It is a waste of time, and it is a distraction. And it can pull you down, and it can be a blow to your confidence. And that affects your work performance as well, because then you might think, oh, well, maybe I'm not good enough. Well, maybe if I turn in this document, they're not going to like it. You don't have time for those kinds of emotions. It's not worth it. So just keep moving forward. Stay positive. Do your research. Is this really a profession that you want? Do you really want to be paralegal? Do you really want to be a lawyer? Do you really want to be legal secretary? Think about it. And it's up to you. You have some decisions to make. You're either going to stick it out or keep moving. And you need to stay put somewhere. As I said before in a previous video, the employees stay for most legal jobs these days is 2 years, and then they're on to something else. I think a lot of lawyers have caught on to that. So finding someone that's been in their position 10, 12, 20 years, that's rare. And they're so ready to retire, because I've talked to them. So at least give it a year. But if it's an abusive environment, then get out of there. If it's doable, go ahead and give it at least a year. If you can stretch it to 2 years, great. Because think about it too. When you're going on these interviews, they're going to look at how long you've been at these other jobs, and they're not sure if you're going to pick up and leave wherever you're at. I mean, you have that choice. If somebody's offering you extra money, fine, but be careful chasing money, because that could get you into trouble as well. I was talking about side hustles earlier. Having the 9 to 5, the 8:30, the 8 to 5, or whatever is great. But in today's economy, a lot of us are working 2 jobs. Right after we leave that full-time job, we're either doing DoorDash, working at Macy's, working at Myers, whatever, Instacart, selling things online. Do yourself a favor. Whatever your gifts are, anything you're interested in, try to monetize it to help yourself out, to earn a little extra income, so you're not 100% dependent on that 9 to 5. That helps you. And if you're in debt, it can help you come out of debt. So know how to work that money. And that's about all I have for today. But stay positive, stay tuned, like and share. Pass this on to your friends, and I will talk to you at the next video.